Welcome back for another book talk video. It's Fiction Friday, and right now I'm just emotionally drained. I am devastated. Disclaimers, I stayed up all night reading this book so that I could finish it. It was really captivating. Here we go. Margaret Pinard's Book 3 of the Remnants series, completing the trilogy. It's Storm Wrack and Spindrift. This book follows Book 1, The Keening, and Book 2, The Grasping Root. As I did with my videos about those first two books, I want to give the disclaimer that I do know Margaret Pinard from YouTube, Booktube, AuthorTube. You might think that I have some bias there, but I promise you, this video is my honest opinion. I bought the book myself. You're going to get my raw emotion here. And let me tell you, there was a lot of emotion reading this book. First of all, I love the series. Book 1 was this family in poverty in Scotland. The mother figure, Sheila, she has a second husband, Gillen. They've got her 4 kids that they're raising. And that first book is mostly the point of view of Sheila and Gillen, though the eldest child, Neil, does feature some more prominently toward the end of the book as he's really coming into his manhood and that sort of thing. And Neil became one of my favorite characters, especially through book 2. Margaret Pinard has this great formula going for the trilogy, in which the first book is mostly Sheila and Gillen, the second book is mostly the two of oldest children, the oldest boy and oldest girl, and then the third book is mostly those 2 youngest children, as well as what is now a grandchild for Sheila. But oh my goodness, after becoming greatly attached to the really super amazing, awesome character that Neil was in book 2, without giving you specific spoilers, let me just say, having the point of view shift in book 3 hit me a little hard, because I would have enjoyed, I thought, just continuing his point of view. Though I do like the formula, as I was saying, the way that Margaret Pinard set up the book. It also hit me a little hard within the first few pages that you get a time jump from where the second book ended going into the third book. There wasn't really a time jump between the first and second book, so it was a little unexpected, but it wasn't severe like a Frank Herbert book, those later Dune books where 1,500 years or 3,500 years go by. It was just the 2 younger children, Alistair and Sheena, they needed to grow up some more. You know, they needed to get to, well, Sheena to what was really marrying age, and Alistair old enough to be coming into his manhood and figuring out what he was going to do with his life. But my goodness, Margaret Pinard has the power as a writer to make me love these characters and care so deeply about them. And then, not a specific spoiler, but this is not an entirely happy story. Okay, it is not a story in which just nice, wonderful things happen to these characters. Margaret Pinard knows how to break a character down. Whether it is psychologically, physically, oh man. It was devastating for me to read this book and see how, because this is historical fiction, and it is very real, how the real world and real history treated these type of people who were poor and trying to survive with everything that they had to go through. Margaret Pinard has deviated from what I consider to be the traditional formula for trilogies, but I don't have a problem with that. I think that's good. I think it's really good for writers to not just find themselves stuck in the usual formulas, because then books are too predictable. I wish I would have known that there were going to be more tragic elements so that I was braced for the devastating events that were to come to some of my favorite characters and what would happen for them. But I purposely avoid spoilers. I try to avoid even reading the back of a lot of books now or reading other reviews until I've read the book. If you are concerned about what I'm saying about the devastation and tragic events, there is an epilogue. So I think that Margaret Pinard clearly is signaling that this series is just a trilogy, and the epilogue gives you that sense of historical conclusion for the family and for everything that they've been through. I highly recommend the books. I love stories of people who are trying to survive and to see what people go through. That's it for today's book talk. Every day is a good day for a book talk. Peace.